everyone, this is Zibo and welcome to today's Garden Tales video. So the Relic as well as the new farm game modes are all new features that will drop on Garden Tales global server in the upcoming patch itself. So in today's video, we're going to run through the Relic as well as the farm feature so that you guys can be better prepared for the upcoming patch when the two new features actually drop in the game itself. So first of all, I'll start with the Relic feature, then talk about the farm game mode for the farming side of things. So first, we'll look at the different sets of Relic. So there's a total of 12 relics, and the relic is actually able to contribute a bit of attack in terms of the book knowledge itself. So there's actually 4 different sets. One is the attack buff, one is the crit hit chance buff, one is the defense buff, and the last one is the HP buff. So if you're able to get 4 copies of similar relic, for example 4 copies of Solemn Ringing on 4 of your heroes in the party itself, you will unlock the stage buff, which is this HP plus 5% for your PvE contents. So this stage buff will not apply in the arena setting, and it's only applicable for your PvE stuff. So this will make some PvE game modes easier because you will have even more party buff stats on top of your current like buffs of different units. So that's one thing to take note of. And there's a total of like I'll say like 4 different sets in total, right? Guidance of Truth, 1 star, 2 star, 3 star. We have Solemn Ringing, 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, and then we have Eternal Unity, 1 to 3 star as well. So you guys can see they're basically the same objects but with different gradings, and the gradings will affect the stat line on the basic option but not the stats option. So I'll show you guys. So this is a 3-star Holy Vow and this is the basic option. So there's a variance in this. You can get 2 abilities out of it and 2 sub abilities, with one being the Mystic Resistance, which is a new stat line you will need for the Expedition game mode itself. So I'll talk about it later in the farming part. And if you look at a 1-star category, right, it doesn't really affect the sub options. You will still get 2 abilities, with one being Mystic Resistance, but the number on the Mystic Resistance is lower for the normal compared to the unique relic. So this is the unique one, you get up to 240, and over here for the 1-star you only get up to 60. So this is the case for all the other relics, 240 and 60. So what this means is that it doesn't really affect too much on the stat line for the sub options, but it does affect the basic options. So if you're talking about farming, you kind of want to farm as much unique relics as possible, because this one will give you a higher base option stats, and you can have up to 2 base option stats. And for the 1-star you can only have 1, right? For the 2-star you can also have up to 1 as well. So the 3-star one is definitely the best one to keep and also to use on your units for your various PvE as well as PvP contents. So these are the different stat lines you can get. So you have heal, attack, defense, HP, crit chance, skill damage, and this is the sub options. I'll just leave it on the screen for you guys who want to know more about it. So there's no difference between the sub options as well as the basic options between all the different relics, right? They offer the same possibility. You can get all these stats that I'll show you guys later. So with this, I'll move on. So if you go to this Guidance of Truth, as you guys can see, you get the same options. So you can get any 2 of these and can get any 2 of these, with one being the Mystic Resistance. So the only major difference for these relics itself is the party buff you will get when you have 4 copies of it. So depending on what your team need and depending on what the game mode need, you might want to equip your team with different sets of relics to get the optimal party buff itself. So that's pretty much it for the relic, right? The stats it can provide as well as how the different stats work. So how do you get relics? There's actually a few ways you can actually farm for relic. So number 1, you can actually farm for relic in the relic shop with your number 1, your golden pedal, and number 2, your arcane stones. So over here, if you click on it, right, you can actually see how you can attain for more golden pedals. So the golden pedals as well as the arcane stones, right, they are farmable within the new expedition game mode. And at the same time, other than getting your relics from the expedition game mode itself, you can also exchange for it with the like box over here. As you guys can see, so I'll demo for you. We have the mystery relic box. I'll click on it and I'll purchase it. So I got a 2-star Holy Vow and I use 1 pedal itself. So you are able to farm, I'll assume 8 pedals because there's 8 steps. So you will get like 8 relics just off completing the latest expedition game mode. Then for the mystery relic itself, right, this box is from the arcane stones. So these arcane stones, if you're able to farm it, number 1, by actually disenchanting your existing relics itself. So yeah, it's also very farmable, so you can use this to disenchant and then use it to get a better relic box. So you can up to, like, this relic box is random, you can get 1 star, 2 star, 3 star stuff, so it's a bit of RNG involved. So if you prefer to have more sustainability, then I think farming with your coffee in the expedition game mode is probably the more consistent way to do it. So over here itself, every stage you complete, right, you'll be able to get possibly a new mystery relic, right, your ancient seeds, which is used for your farm, map piece, which is used for the hidden wonder, as well as the proof of courage, and a curio, which is one thing within the like expedition itself. So because curio is like basically a sticker with the expedition, I'll do a separate guide for the expedition itself, so no worries about that. Today we will talk about the relic and the farm guide first. So yeah, these are the two ways you can get your relic. Number one is from the expedition, and number two is from the relic shop. So other than completing and farming your daily trials, right, you can actually get it from this thing known as the hidden wonder, which is where the map piece will come into play. I'm not too sure whether or not the higher difficulty stages will offer a better drop rate for the relics, but I assume that should be the case, because it's really quite hard moving forward as you progress within the trial areas. So it's only more deserving to have a slightly higher drop rate in terms of better quality relics as you complete better stages. So that's what I assume. I might be wrong, but just know that you can farm relics from these two parts of Guardian Tales global server. Next up, we'll talk about the farm feature itself. So when you first go into the farm tab, you'll be able to see your farm, and for most people farm, it'll be empty field, and you'll see a crafting station in the middle. You will be able to farm for the materials, which is your twig as well as your stones, on a daily basis every reset at the 0000 block. So it's a limited resource, and I don't think you can actually buy with money yet, so there's a limitation in terms of how fast you can build up your farm. So at the start, you will see this crafting table. So if you tap on the crafting table, you'll be able to see various objects which you are able to craft, and each objects will have different requirements, right? Different materials. Smooth brick, your triangle tent, your dining tables, they are all your little items, because it requires a level 4 crafting station. Right now I think my crafting station is only level 3 if I remember correctly, right? Oh no, my crafting station is only level 2. So having a higher level crafting station will allow you to craft for higher quality objects. And over here there's 3 tabs. There's an object, building, and material. So I'll start with the building first. There's 2 buildings right now. One is a storage to keep all your resources. So the higher level your storage, the more twigs and stones you can keep within your inventory. Then for the forge itself, this is needed for endowment of abilities on your relic. So yeah, when you start off the farming feature, you will go get your materials and then build at least these 2 features up first. So this 2 is the most important one at the start. And then this is the material feature. You can convert some of your stick into plywood, and then further convert your plywood to smooth plywood. So this will require a bit of building up. So this is why the other like features over here, the slime cauldron, the hammock, the triangular tent, you can't really farm them immediately because you only get that amount of resources on a daily basis. And I think higher levels of your buildings do give you a bit of resources on a daily basis. I can't remember exactly, but the difference is not very big. So that's one thing to take note. And the other thing that is important to take note is the crafting of the crop tile. So I'll show you guys how the crafting is done. It's very straightforward. So once you craft it, right, you'll be able to place the thing on the tiles itself. So what I just placed is actually the crop tile, which you will be able to use to plant for your seed itself. So this is the option to replace your items. So let's say if you are not contented with this, you can just change its location over here. So this is all done live. And if you go to the tab itself, you can plant with your seeds itself. So this one, over here you have to put it on the green tab. So this 120 number over here represents the amount of energy required before the seeds will fully mature. So you're able to get your seeds from the relic shop as well as from the expedition itself, and you will get your new item over here, which is the, give me a second, I'll show you guys. So if I go to the forge, So planting the seed will give you guys this item known as the magic dust or arcane dust, I can't really remember the name, which you'll be able to use to unlock or endow for your sub options. So this is my 3-star solemn ringing, which haven't had its sub option unlocked. Okay, one more thing which I kind of forgot to mention just now is that the main option of your relic, right, is decided when you first get the relic. So there's no way to reroll for it unless you inherit the stats from another relic itself. However, you can reroll for your sub options, which I'll demonstrate shortly. So I click on this endow, I'll consume 1 dust, and as you guys can see, I unlocked my new relic obtain rate 5% with a 236 mystic resistance. So I can complete the endowment, or if I'm not satisfied with it, I can further endow it. So this shows you that I have changed my secondary stats, but my main stat is not changed. So this is one thing to take note of. And let's say if for example, like you have a target, you want to like switch over the stats. I don't know how exactly this works because I do not have the material, but from what I understand, you can actually inherit the materials relic sub options to the target. So I don't know whether or not it's a transfer because this doesn't show anything here, but I think you probably need this thing, which can be found from your relic shop. So maybe there are like more materials at the later stages of expedition to get this inherit thing. But for now, all you need to know is your farm feature will give you this dust, which will allow you to roll for your secondary stats for your relics itself. And then the breakdown is just breaking down of your relic, which doesn't really affect the farm side. So yeah, with that, you guys know what you can do for the farm, which is to slowly build up and then farm for your magical dust, which will then allow you to unlock for more sub options within your relic equipment itself. So I'll just move around the farm to show you guys the different features. So this is basically how the whole farm looks like right now, the layout. I think this game mode will definitely be further expanded because there's some rock which is blocked, right? So this path will definitely open and you need a special tool. So I'm not too sure how you actually get this special tool. I assume it's from the expedition because the expedition and the farm mode works hand in hand. So there's also no way you can craft for a new tool itself. So it's probably from other game modes or its future contents. So this one, same thing, it's actually blocked as well. You need a special tool. And for the farming side, you can't actually farm now because yeah, like over here there's no fish to be farmed, right? It's a broken bridge, right? So you guys can see, so there's a farming tool at the bottom. So all these are features which are not unlocked yet. So yeah, so these are features which you can't do anything about, and if there's any changes in the future, no worries, I'll definitely cover it on the channel, so stay tuned for that. Yep, so that's pretty much it for the farm feature. I'll just craft another picnic basket and put it over here so that you guys can see. So yeah, this is just basically Harvest Moon, right? And you play Harvest Moon to farm for the object to actually power up your relics itself. So this patch is a very relic heavy patch and more farmings for everybody, I guess. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this guide video. Thank you very much for watching. Do remember to like and subscribe in order to see more videos from the channel. I'll see you guys again in my next video. Bye guys.